Welcome to the University of California. From its founding in 1868 as the state's land-grant university, UC has grown and matured into the nation's leading public institution of higher learning. It all started with 9 faculty members and a handful of staff and students. Today, UC encompasses 10 campuses, a central headquarters in Oakland, and helps manage 3 laboratories for the Department of Energy. The university includes over 100 schools, colleges, and other facilities, including more than 150 academic disciplines, 5 medical schools, 2 dental schools, 3 law schools, and California's only public school of veterinary medicine. Academic extension programs reach to communities throughout the state in the nation's largest continuing education program, and agricultural programs serve every county in California. UC's world-renowned faculty includes 372 National Academy of Science members, 530 members of the American Association for the Advancement of Science, including 56 honorees of the National Medals of Science, 159 members of the National Academy's Institutes of Medicine, and 50 Nobel laureates, more than any other college or university. With a workforce that totals 190,000 faculty and staff, UC serves more than 200,000 graduate and undergraduate students and over 300,000 extension students statewide. Excellence in teaching, research, and public service. This is the mission and proud tradition of the University of California. The University of California is constantly in motion, and there is inherent risk in everything we do. Last year, a coalition of university departments and divisions, led by the Office of RIsk Services, made significant improvement in our management of risk. By changing many of our processes and by working across disciplines, we have reduced our cost of risk and improved safety for our employees and for the public. UC controls over $38 billion in property assets. This includes buildings, land, various kinds of equipment, and a fleet of over 5,100 vehicles, including passenger and light trucks, buses, vans, electric vehicles, and more. Also included in the total assets of the university is over $11 billion in art and library collections. These collections exist on every campus, in museums, galleries and libraries, and in traveling exhibits. The University of California generates one of the largest volumes of construction in the state. Oversight for construction-related insurances is provided jointly by the Office of RIsk Services and by Capital Projects offices at each location. The regents of the University of California have approved a 2007-2008 budget, which includes $317 million for capital improvements. Projects will range from improving the earthquake safety of UC buildings, renewing outdated infrastructure, and constructing new buildings to accommodate growing student enrollment. The budget also includes $140 million for expansion of programs in medical education being developed on several campuses. These programs will improve the delivery of healthcare to underserved Californians through the expansion of telemedicine and other technologies. Funding sources for 2006-2007 include general obligation bonds approved by the state's voters in Proposition 1D, and state lease revenue bonds for the Helios project at the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory. Throughout California's history, the fault lines that lay underground have ruptured, on some occasions causing significant property damage and loss of life. April 18, 2006 marked the 100th anniversary of the 1906 San Francisco earthquake and ensuing fire, which destroyed much of the city. Property damage and destruction amounted to over $400 million, about $9 billion in today's dollars. Today, even as California has developed into a worldwide economic power and leader in technology and agriculture, the state remains vulnerable to the next big earthquake. In anticipation of that event, the students, faculty, and researchers at the University of California are playing a lead role in the understanding of, preparation for, and recovery from earthquakes. The State Division of Mines and Geology classifies faults as inactive, potentially active, or active. DMG also administers the Alquist-Priolo Earthquake Fault Hazard Zone program to identify and map active faults. The Berkeley campus is the only UC campus located in an Alquist-Priolo Earthquake Fault Hazard Zone due to the presence of the active Hayward Fault. Other campuses are located on or near active or potentially active faults, but not in fault hazard zones. For more information regarding earthquake faults in UC campuses, please refer to the geology sections of the various Campus Long-Range Development Plan Environmental Impact Reports that document and explain campus geology and seismicity in detail. Through the university's ongoing earthquake research, the scientific community's understanding grows by the year. While all but one of the UC campuses are outside the scope of dangerous active fault areas, the work being done is on a grander scale. UC's research in this area is helping not just the entire state of California, but the whole world understand and prepare for earthquakes. Managing risk in the university system is handled primarily by one office, the Office of Risk Services. With responsibilities across all campuses and divisions within the university, Risk Services is on the forefront of the struggle to reduce risk and maximize safety. The Office of Risk Services sponsors numerous events and groups in support of its initiatives and programs. Sponsored groups include a Risk Management Leadership Council, multiple system-wide and site-specific coalitions, and 12 environmental health and safety work groups. These work groups are the backbone for the main EH&S mission to maintain a safe and healthy workplace for all employees, students, and visitors. The University of California Risk Management Leadership Council works together with UC leadership. The Council articulates collective risk management goals and solutions that support the university's missions of teaching, research, public service, and patient care. The Council meets periodically to collaborate on common projects and programs. One such collaboration was on the sponsorship of work groups on issues of common interest, engaging individuals with expertise within the respective campuses and medical centers. The Council currently sponsors 7 such work groups. The University of California Occupational and Employee Health Advisory Coalition is an association of professionals tasked with providing direction to the university in the area of occupational health. The coalition is also working with the university to develop an integrated approach to the physical and mental health needs of employees. Recognizing that good occupational, personal, and mental health can impact employee effectiveness, the coalition seeks to improve these elements of employee health. Prompted by news reports of avian flu and other infectious diseases, many UC campuses are developing pandemic response plans. The Office of Risk Services has formed a work group to manage and share information about various planning efforts and to develop a system-wide approach to pandemic planning. The work group maintains an online library on the Risk Services website that includes information and planning guides produced by the university, as well as links to external sources of information. In addition to providing a healthy and safe working environment, UC is committed to supporting environmentally sound practices in the conduct of university activities. It is university policy to comply with all applicable health, safety, and environmental protection laws, regulations, and requirements. To meet this standard of excellence, the university systematically integrates health, safety, and environmental considerations into all activities, ensuring the protection of students, faculty, visitors, the public, property, and the environment. It is the university's goal to prevent all workplace injuries and illnesses, environmental incidents, and property loss or damage. Achieving this goal is the responsibility of every member of the university community, as well as any contractors whose day-to-day work is directed by university employees. Supervisors have particular responsibility for the actions of those who report to them. To maximize the goal, the policy is systematically integrated into all aspects of university operations. This integration is accomplished by making management of safety and environmental principles an integral part of everyday activities and by involving students, faculty, and staff. UC is dedicating significant resources to loss prevention, as this is the best way to manage this risk and protect students, faculty, staff, and the public. Our effort is threefold: a system-wide Be Smart About Safety program to fund loss prevention and control efforts, a local Be Smart About Safety program at the Office of the President, and various environmental health and safety programs. Examples of improvements made by the system-wide programs at various locations include ergonomics and reduction of repetitive stress injuries, wellness programs, employee training programs, incentive and recognition programs, online and web-based training, specialized safety equipment, and multilingual communications for employees who are not fluent in English. The Office of the President's Be Smart About Safety program has trained 40 department safety officers who conduct mandatory monthly safety meetings and quarterly area inspections. They also maintain safety bulletin boards and assist in mishap investigation. During its first 6 months, the program has trained over 3,000 employees in various safety topics, creating a new awareness and energy for employee safety. The mission of the Environmental Health and Safety Departments is to provide a safe, healthy, and environmentally responsible place for people to work, live, learn, and visit. Their goal is to continually reduce the cost of risk through loss prevention. The EH&S departments are the primary contact for local, state, and federal agencies to inform the campus communities of regulatory requirements and to perform health and safety-related compliance functions. The University of California Police Departments provide protection, law enforcement services, and high-quality crime prevention to the UC campuses and surrounding areas. The departments help achieve the academic, research, and public service missions of the university through their various safety and security programs, the protection of individual rights, and the reduction of crime. The UC's police departments provide these services, develop their programs, and train their sworn officers and civilian staff with sensitivity to the unique concerns of the university campuses and surrounding communities. UC also has fire and life safety personnel assigned to its campuses and medical centers. They work closely with the statewide Health Planning and Development Office on the planning, design, and utilization of UC medical centers. To enforce the State Fire Marshal's regulations, UC Fire and Life Safety personnel conduct plan checks as well as observations and inspections of medical center construction projects. The mission of RIsk Services is to enable university faculty, staff, and students to manage the risks of the university's mission of teaching, research, and public service. The strategic management of risk can reduce the chances of loss, creating greater financial stability, and protecting the resources of the University of California.